A very good Friday afternoon. Thanks for clicking on to Vogan's US Outlook. It is Friday the 10th of August, and having a quick look back at the month of July, it was indeed the hottest month on record for California and also the record wettest for the Mid-Atlantic region. Having a quick scroll through Bob Henson's article on weather on the ground. Pretty good article as always here on this website, and it really just basically covers we're seeing the hottest July on record. Palm Springs, Fresno, Bishop, Reno, Nevada, Tonopah, Winnemucca, Elko and Blue Ridge or Blue Canyon, California, all recorded the warmest July on record. And you can see here that some places recorded their warmest July back in 2006. Of course, that was a tremendously hot July for California, but also just last month was interestingly a very warm month, of course, as well. It's also interesting to see that Death Valley, of course, had its hottest month on record this year, exceeding the record just 12 months ago. So it's really interesting, the correlation between July of this year versus last year, and you know, that has been the story in recent years, where it's not been exceptionally hot in the central and eastern portion of the country where we've had wetter conditions, but definitely across the western half of the country we continue to see warmer than normal temperatures overall. So California, of course, exceeding a 124 year record for warmest ever recorded for the month of July, and I think it was in fact the warmest month on record, generally speaking. Also, of course, in the article we have the soaker across the Mid-Atlantic region. Of course, we've had tremendous deluges of rain across the Mid-Atlantic, so that has made July 2018 the wettest on record here. But it's also interesting to look at this chart here, and you can see here that there has been a fairly wet July across much of the United States overall, stretching from Florida, Georgia, of course the Mid-Atlantic region. Look at Pennsylvania, it's been a super wet July here, but also some of the plain states here as well, South Dakota, Nebraska and also Kansas, seeing a fairly wet month overall, as well as Nevada and Arizona. It's quite interesting to see that, you know, given the fact that California had its hottest on record here. So overall, it has been hot for California, but it's also been wet across many parts of the United States overall. Looking at the GFS, you can see here as we skip through the sequence here, this is the 500 millibar height anomalies. You can see here, generally speaking, that we are looking at the strongest heights compared to normal up across the interior Pacific Northwest. Notice here the trough over the northeastern half of the country, and then really as we skip through the sequence here, what we've got is high pressure across the northern tier of the country in the southern and southeastern Canada. Always got lower heights, if you notice, over the Ohio Valley. And what is going to be interesting is as we go through the month of August here, I do think we are going to continue to see a very wet period across this part of the country. So where it is wettest, I think it's going to remain wet. Where it has been hot, I think it will remain hot. So California, I think you're going to maintain a fairly hot August overall. You can see here by the time we get to Friday the 17th of August, plenty of heat, Pacific Northwest stretching down to Southern California here. But you never notice, you never really see any big ridge over the eastern half of the country through the remainder of the month of August. So that indicates cooler than normal conditions overall. That's it for today. Hope you have a great weekend ahead, and I'll be back in the next few days with more. Bye for now.